You've heard of her, I think.
A little bit.
You know, when we decided to do the August Chairman's Challenge, there was a real purpose behind it, and that is because at the end of August is sort of the slowest month in trying to motivate people to get healthy and fit, right? Because the summer months are behind them, they're not going to try to get in shape for Halloween or Thanksgiving, right? So it's very easy to put it off in August, and they're getting ready for back to school, so they're not starting a new business, you know, a lot of distractions. And so we put this challenge up to see who would rise to the occasion and help us continue to build the business while we try to get prepared for the first quarter. And Hillary was one of the top 10, and she did so well that we're actually traveling around the country, meeting with each one of the top 10 and doing a little interview that she can then use, and maybe she can share with her team to use as what we call a third-party tool, so that you can show people just what this is about, and that it's not some crazy gimmicky thing, that it's, you know, I'm just a guy trying to solve my own problem. I'm not a fitness guy, I'm not a nutritionist, I don't like to eat vegetables, I don't like to work out, so we're just trying to, really the whole company is all about me, just trying to solve my problem because I don't like it. And it just so happens we create stuff that's marketable at the same time. But literally, Shakeology even, my wife literally said to me one day, "You eat like a second grader." And because I don't like vegetables, you know, and I wasn't having a problem getting enough protein. So when we started the network, the Team Beachbody business, we knew that we wanted to have a real good meal replacement shake, that was going to be the opportunity for people. As we were selling thousands upon thousands of fitness programs, people were still struggling with the meal replacement side. How do I dial in the nutrition part, right? I know that was an issue for me. You know, one thing is portion control, the other thing is trying to get the greens and the fats and the phytonutrients and all that kind of stuff. So I asked my wife to help, who has a background in this kind of stuff, to help formulate this, and in her French-Canadian accent she said, "No." And I was like, "Why? Why won't you help?" And she said, because she's done this in the past for other companies, and she created a masterpiece, fantastic stuff. I mean, she is literally, and I'm not just bragging about my wife, she is one of the best in the world at formulating this kind of stuff. If you saw our pantry, you'd see it's like a vitamin barn. I mean, there's no food in there at all. It's pills and powders. And my son thinks that a meal, my little 2-year-old is like, "Where's my pills? Where's my powders? Where's my spoonful of liquid?" You know, but so she said she would only help us formulate a shake if I wouldn't mess with it. Because she'd done that in the past, formulated for somebody, and then they start to cut the corners. So that the company, you know what I'm saying, corporate gets involved, and they're like, "Hey, that's good." And so you have the artists, from a nutrition perspective, put it together, get the great stuff, and then the suits come in and they start to trim around so that they hit their profit marks. Well, it's possible that these two things can coexist. At least that's my theory. That was our theory with P90X. Nobody was selling a $120 package of DVDs before P90X. But again, the point was, I might buy that if, you know, I would rather buy that than a trainer or have to go to a gym, because I don't like to work out. I don't like to go somewhere to have to work out, and I don't necessarily like working out in public. So I was like, if I might do it, maybe there's another 100,000 or maybe even 1 million people that might do it. And it turns out that there's probably closer to 5 million people that would like to do that. So what was I talking about just then? So when we created this, you know, literally this Shakeology was about trying to give people a meal replacement that didn't cut corners, and yeah, $4 a serving retail, right? And many people might react to that first and go, $4 a serving for a powder? It's ridiculous. But when you compare that to what happens when you just try to spend $4 at McDonald's, try to spend $4 at Subway, or no, $5 footlong, right? They talk about, and then compare nutrition, phytonutrients, digestive enzymes, prebiotics, quality of protein, lack of hormones, lack of GMO, lack of pesticides. That's what you're buying with $4, right? And that's why when people step up to be coaches like Hillary has, what they're doing is not just selling another thing, another little promise, selling something that really has a lot of love behind it, has a lot of substance behind it, a lot of discipline to try to, for once and for all, deliver something that will give people quality and a value that is easy for them to represent.